In this video, we will discuss about phytochrome pigment, which is responsible for induction of flowering in the plant. Now we can see here these are the flowers of angiospermic plants, and there are many angiospermic plants. Some of them flowers during summer, some of them flowers during winters. And we have discussed in the previous video that this induction of flowering in the plant, this is by a phenomena called as photoperiodism. Photo mean light, periodism mean light periods. So flowering is induced by day length, or we can say periods of light. So depending upon that, plants are categorized into short day plants, long day plants, and day neutral plants. We have also discussed in the previous video that leaves, they are responsible for perceiving the photoperiodic stimulus, which can induce the flowering in the plant. So this induction of the flowering in the plant is mainly by the pigment called as phytochrome. So in this video, we'll discuss in detail about what is the exact mechanism behind flowering of the plant. So first we'll discuss how phytochrome plays an important role in the flowering of the plant. So photoperiodism is governed by this pigment in the leaf, and this pigment is photoreversible. Photoreversible pigment is bluish bilirubin. I mean, this is proteinaceous and this is bluish in color. And how this is photoreversible, this we'll discuss. This exists in two interconvertible forms, PR and PFR. When PR is exposed to red light, 660 mu micron, this changes to PFR. So when PFR is exposed to 730 mu micron, this changes to PRR. Or during continuous darkness period, if it is not interrupted by light, PFR at night will change into PR till morning. So these are two interconvertible form. PR changes into PFR and PFR changes into PR. So we can see under continuous darkness, mean during the night period, PFR form of phytochrome gradually changes to PR form. So till morning, PFR has changed to the PRF form. So flowering in short day plant, which are also called as long night plant, their night period should not be interrupted by flash of light. It is promoted by PR and inhibited by PFR form. Now in short day plants at night, we know that PFR till morning will change to PR. If we will expose into the light, this will again change into PFR form, so flowering will not occur. So in short day plants, flowering is promoted by PR, which is produced in the early morning by conversion of PFR into the PR. Now flowering in long plant is promoted by PFR form and inhibited by PR form. So in long day plant, which are called as short night plant, PFR form will promote flowering. That's why if the night period is interrupted by a flash of light, flowering will still occur. So in long day plant, it is promoted by PFR form and inhibited by PR. In short day plant, this is promoted by PR and inhibited by PFR form. So this phytochrome pigment, basically we have discussed, this is a proteinaceous complex. So this is a protein complex. It is made up of 4 pyrrole rings and is called as non-cyclized tetrapyrrole chromophore. So chromophore is firmly attached to the protein part. So we can see here, this is the protein part to which these 4 pyrrole rings, they are attached. So this is PR form, phytochrome red, which is operative at 660 mu micron, right? Now this can change into PFR form. So what is the difference between PR and PFR form? So we can see here hydrogen is coming out. So this hydrogen will be removed, right? Here there is no hydrogen. So this will change into PFR form. These are 4 pyrrole rings, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they are complex with the protein part. So this is the structure of phytochrome pigment, which is having tetrapyrrolic rings open, mean this is not in a cyclic form, and this is complex with the protein. That's why it is called as biliprotein or bluish biliprotein. So how this is phytochrome pigment is helping in photoperiodism. This was explained by Chalakyan in 1937. This concept is also called as Florigen concept. Now, as we discussed in the earlier video of Photoperiodism-1, a link will be shared in the description box, that leaves, they are responsible for perceiving the photoperiodic stimulus. Now, leaf is falling on the leaf, right? So, when leaf is falling on the leaf, as we discussed, at night, PFR is active. PFR form is active. So when light is falling, photosynthesis will take place. When photosynthesis take place, energy and nutrients, they are synthesized, right? So carbon dioxide is absorbed by the leaves, energy and nutrients, they are synthesized, and A will get converted to B. At night, PFR form is active, so B will change into later on into C, and C is the Florigen. So we'll discuss step by step. Highlight intensity will fall on the leaf. So photosynthesis will occur. This will provide energy and substrate during the dark period. At the end of the light period, level of PFR form of phytochrome is high, as we discussed. At night, PFR form of cytochrome is high. During dark period, level of PFR decreases until morning PR form is produced. Now PR level reaches to a specific level in the morning. So when in the morning PR has been produced, now this will help in conversion of PR form will help in conversion of B to C. And what is C? This is a Florigen hormone, and this Florigen hormone will later on travel from here with the help of xylem and phloem. This will travel to the axillary bud or to the apical bud, and this will induce the flowering, right? So this Florigen concept is formation of Florigen hormone called as Florigen, as we discussed in detail. Now this Florigen hormone can travel in the vascular tissue xylem and phloem. This can reach to the buds, and this can help in induction of the flowering. So buds will change into the flowers. So flowering will be induced, and this is called as Florigen concept. Now second mechanism is, so this will lead to flower induction. Second mechanism will discuss circadian rhythm model. What is circadian rhythm model? Like as we discussed, flowering occurs in the plant. So flowering is influenced by day length as well as night length. So in a living organism, there is a biological phenomena. This is called as circadian rhythm, right? So circadian rhythm are biological activities that fluctuate over a period of 24 hours. So mean what is happening in the morning, what is happening in the afternoon, what is happening in the evening, what is happening at the light. So this is innate phenomena. I mean, this is hereditary biological phenomena which is fluctuating inside the living organism. So photoperiodic response is governed by interaction of daylight with innate circadian rhythm of the plant. So for this we will take the example of Arabidopsis. Arabidopsis is basically a long day plant. Now constant proteins, they play an important role in the flowering. So constant protein we'll discuss first. In Arabidopsis, co-messenger RNA mean constant messenger RNA mean messenger RNA which is going to form constant protein that is more in the morning, and that will decline in the middle part of the day, and afternoon के बाद फिर से वो in the evening this will increase, right? So during long day condition, when exposed to photoperiod, phytochrome pigment plays an important role, as we have discussed. So expression of gene is controlled by circadian rhythm, and this formation of messenger RNA is regulated like we discussed here. Now this messenger RNA will help in production of the protein called as constant protein. So when messenger RNA is more in the evening of the constant protein, so more of the constant protein will be synthesized in the evening. So when constant protein they are synthesized in the evening, then they will lead to the formation of a flowering locus FT, now which can convert apical bud into the flowering. Like we earlier discussed that apical buds or axillary buds, if they remain vegetative, the plant will remain vegetative, but if they turn into flower, then they will help in production of the flowering. So formation of constant protein is important for the flowering induction. Arabidopsis is a long day plant, so in them in the morning constant protein messenger RNA is more, but in the middle part of the day this decreases, and again in the evening this increases. So what happened basically, these constant protein they are degraded by the enzymes called as proteases. So proteases they degrade the constant messenger RNA or constant protein. So we can see here in the 6 a.m. mean in the morning constant proteins are there, but these are degraded constant proteins, so they decline during the daytime. In the noon and in the evening they will be degraded, but in the late evening constant proteins are there. These are the constant protein, and these are some of the degraded protein which is happening in the dark period. So this constant protein, they increases in the evening, and they lead to the induction of the flowering in the Arabidopsis. So that will help in induction of the flowering in the long day plant. But what happens in the short day plant? In the short day plant, in the evening, constant protein, they are not synthesized because day length is shorter. So constant messenger RNA not helping in formation of constant protein till evening. So flowering will not occur in the short day plant. So this is about how flowering is controlled by circadian rhythm model, and how flowering is controlled by a floral hormone which is called as Florigen, and how phytochrome is playing an important role in the flowering process. So this is all about a mechanism of photoperiodism, how flowering is regulated in the plants in short day, long day, and in the other plants of the angiospermic plants. And if you have enjoyed my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.